Here is something every man over 40 needs to hear before skipping breakfast in the name of health. Some controlled study found that intermittent fasting may lead to slightly greater lean mass loss compared to standard calorie restriction, especially when protein timing and training are not optimized. Hello, I'm Dr. Ngundi, a medical doctor and a fitness enthusiast. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why the most popular fasting protocol for men over 40 may be working against you and the precise modification that changes everything. Millions of men over 40 are doing intermittent fasting right now, 16 hours of fasting and 8 hours of eating. They were told it burns fat, balances hormones, and protects muscles. And for younger men, that can be true. But after 40, your body operates under a different hormonal environment. When you apply a 25-year-old's fasting strategy to a 45-year-old's biology, the result can be very different. Here is what is actually happening inside your body. After you turn 40, testosterone levels gradually decline. At the same time, many men experience higher baseline stress and reduced recovery capacity. Now, here is where it gets interesting. Research examining the testosterone to cortisol ratio shows that fasting, especially longer fasting window, can elevate cortisol level, particularly in already stressed individual. And this matters. Think of cortisol as a demolition crew and testosterone as a construction crew. After 40, the balance between the two systems becomes more fragile. For men, especially those under stress or with suboptimal nutrition, longer fasting biology can tilt the balance toward muscle breakdown rather than preservation. And this isn't just theory, it's grounded in endocrinology. And over time, your muscle can become one of the first tissue affected when your body stays in prolonged catabolic state. Emerging evidence points in this direction. Now, you may have heard that fasting increases growth hormone. Well, that's true. Fasting can significantly elevate growth hormone level. But here is what most people don't tell you, especially after 40. Growth hormone works through a biology messenger called IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1. IGF-1 is what actually signals your muscles to repair and grow. And in low insulin or energy restricted state, fasting has been shown to reduce IGF-1 levels even while growth hormone is elevated. And what does that mean in plain biology? Your body is sending the signal, but the downstream effect is not as strong as it used to be. In other words, the growth hormone spikes from fasting may provide less muscle protective benefit in men over 40 than it does in younger men. You are paying the cortisol tax without fully collecting the growth hormone dividend. And this is the gap very few people in the fasting space are talking about. So, does this mean every man over 40 should stop fasting completely? No. But it does mean the protocol needs to change, and the change is precise. There is one benefit of intermittent fasting that holds up very well. Fasting can improve insulin sensitivity, especially in individuals who are metabolically compromised, and this matters more than most men realize. After 40, insulin resistance can build silently, even in men who look fit, even in men who train regularly. Your cells become less responsive to insulin. Glucose stays elevated longer, and your body becomes more likely to store fat, especially around the abdomen and internal organ. And that kind of fat is linked to cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes. Fasting can help improve this, but the key word is not longer, it's smarter. This is what I call the M40 fasting window protocol, and the difference comes down to one number. Instead of 16 hours fasting and 8 hours eating, shift to 14 hours fasting and 10 hours eating. The 2 hours difference here is not cosmetic. Some evidence suggests that longer fasting window may increase catabolic signals, particularly combined with stress, low protein intake, or poor recovery. By stopping at at 14 hours, you still capture many of the metabolic benefits of fasting without pushing too far into prolonged catabolic state. For example, if your last meal is at 8 p.m., your first meal would be at 10 a.m. the next day. Here is what I want you to do. Step 1, fast for 14 hours, not excessively longer. Step 2, break your fast with protein first. Aim for at least 30 grams of high quality protein before adding carbohydrate. This helps stimulate muscle protein synthesis and shift your body out of a catabolic state. Step 3, train in a fed state when possible. For men over 40 focused on preserving muscles, resistant training within the eating window, ideally 3 to 60 minutes after your first meal, is generally more advantageous than training fasted. At your next checkup, consider asking for three key markers: morning cortisol before 9 a.m., free testosterone, and IGF-1. Together, these give a clear picture of how your body is responding to stress, recovery, and any fasting protocol you are using. If this changed how you think about intermittent fasting after 40, comment M40 below. It tells me you are focused on fasting smarter, not just longer. And if you are over 40 and struggling with stubborn belly fat, I made a dedicated video breaking down exactly what's going on and what steps to fix it. Train smart, live long. I'm Dr. Gundi, and I will see you in the next video.